Woke M&Ms have returned.
Lego is going woke. America's going broke, woke, and becoming a joke.
Now they're coming for our chocolate milk. What is happening here? They want to ban chocolate milk to young kids in school? Why are they going after this?
Well, this is a rallying cry of the far left. And I will tell you, Sandra, it's out of touch with families across this country. And it's not just about standing up for dairy farmers. It's standing up for kids' nutrition.
Oh, good. I had missed the rallying cry of the left. You know, like I'm on the left and I want to make sure that I know all of our rallying cries. I forgot that this is the thing that I'm totally freaked out about. And every leftist, I'm getting all these messages about down with chocolate, down with, and I didn't know what it was a reference to. Thank you, Elise Stefanik, for reminding me. It's a fun thing to be on the left and to constantly be told by rich a-holes what it is that you're pushing for. But anyway, there is something to what they're saying, in that some people who are not on the left are advocating for regulation on chocolate milk, but pretty much everything else that she says is both dishonest and ridiculous. So last month, indeed, it was reported that the Department of Agriculture is considering a ban on flavored milk in elementary and middle school cafeterias. The proposed rule argues that it would, quote, reduce exposure to added sugars and would promote the more nutrient-dense choice of unflavored milk for young children when their tastes are being formed. The idea being that chocolate milk or flavored milk has more sugar in it than unflavored milk. Also, this is a time when people are learning what it is they like, they're developing their habits. So in theory, if you can make stuff a little bit healthier then maybe you will have kids that will be healthier for their whole life, which is good for them. It's causes them to spend less on their healthcare, less nationally for it. That would be the argument, I suppose. So that is countered, Viviana, by Elise Stefanik, who says it's better nutritionally for the kids to have the strawberry milk. Okay, we'll talk about that. But my favorite thing is, no, you can't ban that. I want to stand up for dairy farmers. And here's the thing, this is complex, to see if you can follow me, but I looked into this. So in theory, were you to ban the chocolate milk so that they drink unflavored milk instead, most of that unflavored milk is milk. So from a dairy farmer's point of view, I feel like it's similar. I feel like the whole thing's filled with milk. Actually, whatever space was being filled by the sugar is now filled by milk. So I think it's even better for the dairy farmers at that point. Anyway, Viviana, what do you think? Are you freaked out about this? Are you angry and woke?
Well, obviously, I think it's a little bit extreme, and that was a hilarious intro for your fake fury, by the way. I'm still laughing about it.
Great job with that.
It was really good. These news station, Newsmax, I mean, it's just comical at this point. The kind of like fervor they build up. I, for one, don't think we should even have milk in school. So I'm one of the people on the left that she's talking about, because I think a lot of kids don't do well with milk. But I do say that sometimes getting anything in a kid, food-wise, is good. Sometimes they don't have good appetites, and sometimes they do need chocolate milk just to get something. So yeah, parents can, guess what? Send their kid to school with chocolate milk if you want. No one's gonna stop you. But I do think reducing the number of sugar in children's foods. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, and we were given disgusting food in schools. It was like pizza and chocolate milk and nasty. So I hope that we do a better job for our younger kids this generation. Yeah, you still like it, but it wasn't healthy by any means. And a lot of kids aren't tolerant to dairy anyway. So we need to have alternatives. Now, I think reducing the sugar is a good start. A lot of kids are having their little social, emotional support water bottles everywhere they go. So fill that sucker up with water. I don't understand. I guess it was a fake news day. They want to create something. We're trying to attack chocolate milk, strawberry milk. First of all, strawberry milk is pink, and that's a fake color. That can't be good for kids. I don't know. It's when I grew up, that strawberry quick, it was delicious, but I don't think I could tolerate it or stomach it now. It's just.
I'm willing to roll the dice. Try it was good. I will say though, look at Elise Stefanik trying to make the nation's young boys drink pink milk. Seems a little bit questionable to me. What are they trying to do to our young alphas? They're wrecking our boys.
Give them a Bud Light.
On TikTok saying that.
You should.
Anyway,
you really could.
So here's the thing. I don't I don't care. Or I should say, I'm not saying that it's weird to care about the content of the milk. I'm saying that I was not protesting in the streets over this, to be clear about that. That said, I do think that it is notable that while in this particular case, I don't doubt that there'd be a lot of parents that would probably prefer that there's chocolate milk available because they think that their kids are more likely to drink it. I will say, it is a choice, by the way, to have kids at lunch drinking milk at all. I think it's a kind of weird thing to drink at lunch. I wonder how we decided that as a matter of policy, kids would be drinking milk multiple times per day.
Oh, you know the answer. You know the answer to that, John.
I bet it wasn't industry. All of this about industry. And there would be a little bit more to Elise Stefanik and the others pretending that they're in favor of kids. If Republicans weren't always in favor of deregulation of food. You remember when Michelle Obama was pushing for added sugars to be listed on all foods? They were against that. That wasn't banning anything. That wasn't stopping kids from that was just literally letting people know it was in it. And they were against it because they knew that if you knew, you might eat less of it willingly through your own free will. And they don't want you to be able to know. Also, by the way, there would be a little bit more to their case if you could come up with a time when there was a thing that arguably could be hurting kids objectively, not like the fact that a drag queen exists or whatever. I mean, literally something like a gas stove, like milk, like big sodas, whatever. Where once they aired on the side of the kids over the side of the industry. But I honestly am coming up with blanks. I don't know when they've done that. They talk about loving kids, they talk about loving life, and they will always err on the side of corporate profits over the health of your kids.
Well, that chef Jamie Oliver, wasn't it, who went around public schools trying to make the meals more healthy? He really kind of did an expose without meaning to do it, because it's so funded by the government and these subsidies that these farmers are getting of what's being pushed on the children. So people need to educate themselves as to why the foods, why those nuggets, why that milk, what the food is on that cafeteria tray, why it's there. And then you can start to say what's woke or not, that buzzword. Yeah. But I'm with you. I mean, if people want to give their kids milk, send it to them in a thermos. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Great, put chocolate in there all day,
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.